Hi guys, this is Lisa Knight. I just wanted to say hello and check in with you and let you all know that I've graded your homework that was due on the 29th. I have spent a lot of time giving you feedback on everything. Um, I don't have time to give audio feedback to everybody because there's 25 of you, but half of you got audio feedback this time on your homework worksheets, and the rest of you got written feedback. Regardless of the type of feedback you got, please, please, please read it carefully. Send me email if you have any questions. I'll be glad to help you. Couple things that I noticed that I'd like you guys to all pay attention to is that all our units should be in meters and seconds. So please make sure that you round things that are in miles and hours to meters and seconds, and kilograms later on when we're doing stuff with math. The other thing I'd like you to do is to remember that there is a difference between instantaneous velocity and average velocity. Instantaneous velocity is the velocity at an instant in time on a position graph, which is calculated by finding the slope of the line tangent to that point at that instant on the graph. That is different than saying that it's just the slope of the line, because it may be, but more specifically, it's the line tangent to that point because it's at one instant. When you find the slope of a line, you're finding the slope between 2 points, and that is your average velocity. So just be careful with that. The other thing is I'm posting the solutions to your homework in the module. So if you just go into module 2, into the module that was due on the 29th, you'll see it. It'll be available to you. If you have a note to contact me because I really am concerned about how you did or didn't do. I would really, really like to hear from you. I want to meet with you. I want to help you go through it. I would really, really like you. I'm trying hard to reach out to you and kind of get you before it gets too far into the semester and you feel completely lost, because this class builds on itself. Next unit, you'll be doing more of this. So if you're having problems with the kinematics equations, if you didn't use kinematics at all, equations with acceleration in them, then there's a problem and we need to address it. We also have tutors for free at the college that will meet with you, and I can meet with you. So please contact me. A couple of things I want to just note about the forum. Please make sure that you are doing your pivot activity in time to do your initial post. The rubric for the forum says that you have to, number 1, do the pivot activity with a 70 or higher by the due date. If you haven't opened it at all, unless there was some technical issue, I can't reopen it for you. But if you did make something less than a 70, I told you that I would let you redo that, and I've opened it for you to redo. You also have to make your initial post by the initial post date, and you have to respond to 2 other classmates constructively. And it's very specific what that means. You need to look at the rubric because the rubric is tied to all these discussions. So you want to make sure that you reply constructively on 2 different days. So that means I'm looking for 3 different posts. So you get to plan your participation carefully. So, just to review, if you did not make a 70 or higher on your pivot activity for the forum this time, for Forum 2, I have told you that you can redo that to get some points onto your forum grade, because most of you made a 40 or so with that because of that, if you didn't do it. So I want you to at least get something to, these forums are 25% of your grade, so I don't want that to hurt you. The other thing about your labs, I did open the lab. If you didn't make an 80 or higher on the lab, if you really were confused, I have opened that up for you to revise. So if you go into Pivot, Lab 1, I've made comments because you have to learn the skills of using Pivot, and you have to know what you're doing. Remember that I have a video that tells you how to collect data. If you're still having problems, meet with me. I'll be glad to go over it with you one-on-one or with you and a partner, whatever. I would like to say a little bit about your next module because it's a little bit different than this one. So when I look at it, it's due on the 12th. And this time you will have another worksheet. So please make sure that you do that worksheet. You will also have a discussion, and you guys have been grouped into 5 groups. And in that discussion, you will click on the link that says groups, and you will find your group that you're listed under, and you will provide contact information to your group mates, because you guys are going to be kind of like a support group for each other, a study group. And you're going to post one specific question from the reading practice questions or the homework worksheet that you're stumped on and explain it to you. So if you have a question, I don't want you to say, oh, I don't understand how to do units, or I don't know how to use these equations. I want you to give a specific problem. I want you to copy and do a screenshot of it or type it up, but it needs to be specific so that your group mates can help you, and you can help each other, and I can help you too. Those initial posts need to be done by the 5th. Then you need to respond constructively to at least 2 group mates by midnight, and they need to be done on 3 separate days. So you've got something before the 5th and 2 other posts after that. Then you have 2 labs to do. They build on each other. So each lab is, there's a link to it, but there's also a video that tells you how to do it. If you are having problems doing the lab, you need to see me during my office hours on Fridays from 9 to 10. So please, please, please contact me if you are having problems. People that do that do very well afterwards. Have a good week.